All right, I'm gonna make a video walking through doing some of these lambda expression exercises because I think they're a little bit tricky. I know they were tricky for me when I first started learning about them. Let's try to get this ad out of the way. But so I thought maybe I'm gonna go through and do this. And so I am on the first set of exercises on here. If we click through here, basic lambda practice, and I am right in here. All right, so we're gonna go down here. In this case, we are trying to write a lambda function that takes an x as a parameter and then returns x plus 1. So what we're going to do in here, L is going to be a function. We're going to create a function, and that's what a lambda function is. It's just like a function like we would normally use, like def, and then whatever the name of the function is, and then define, we type something like def calculate, something like that. A lambda function is used when we don't necessarily need to have, it's something that maybe we need to use one time, or I want to use this function to look through a set of data, but I don't need to like reuse it often. So let me just create the function so I can use it, but I don't need to like save it for future usage. I just need to use it this one time. We can see down here, we are passing in, we are defining a function here. Inside we are running the function and we're passing in a value. So this is like our input and we're expected to get some sort of output. In this case, the output should be 8. Because we're passing in I is 6 as the input, and the output is 6 plus 2. So we should get 8 as an output here. To define this function, it's very simple because it's just an algorithm or an algebraic function. We're going to say lambda. We're going to say what variable we are going to be talking about, what variable are we expecting to take in. And then the colon is what are we expecting to get back out. So we're expecting to get in x, whatever value we pass in, we're going to call x. And we're going to return whatever that value is plus 2. And so let's run code, and we see if we get the correct answer on here. Let me go through a couple more of these. Let's see if I can go on to the next exercise. There is some good stuff on here. Oh, we have another one here. So again, takes in z as a parameter, returns z times 11. So we're going to say f is going to be lambda again. Our function that we're taking in is the variable we're going to define. It could be any variable name, but we're going to call it z here. And what are we going to return? Z times 11. Run our code, get everything right. All right, let's look down here. We're going to get anything, see if we get any more. See, this is a little more complicated, but basically the same thing. We're just taking in 2 lambda values. So we're going to say lambda a comma b to let us know we're taking in 2 things, a comma b, colon, and we need to return a times b. So whatever we're getting in, that's what we're going to get back out. There you go. All right. So this is slightly more complicated. It's just saying this function is now expecting to take in 2 variables. And it's going to spit this back out as a result. Let's see. I always like to test edge cases, like what happens if I do this. So let's delete the j from here. We're just going to submit I. I wonder what's going to happen here. It's going to give us an error, which is nothing's going to run. Interesting. Huh. I wonder if we ran this in a browser, what would happen? Would just not run? Interesting. I was wondering because maybe it could try and fill in that missing value with 0 or something, but it seems like it maybe just didn't run. Okay. Let's see. All right, so this next one's a little more advanced. I think I'm going to skip. Let me see if there's any other good ones. I don't think we necessarily need this, although it's useful, but I'm not sure if we need it. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there, and then I'll work on a different assignment.